Hi everybody, wanted to go over your Chapter 5 writing assignment to make sure you fully understood the assignment and were ready to go and begin working on it. So let's go ahead and do that now. So the assignment comes directly from Chapter 5 out of your textbook, so it does correlate directly with that. And you are going to have some opportunity to be creative, to express your knowledge about this information in a variety of ways. But basically what we are looking at is the physical development of 1 and 2-year-olds, the first and second year of life specifically. So you're going to describe one of the following areas of development. So right here you can see you could be choosing brain and nervous system development. You can find more information about that in 5.3, that's Chapter 5, Section 3, on page 162 in your textbook. You could describe motor development, which is Chapter 5, Section 4, page 166 in your textbook, or sensory and perceptual development, which is Chapter 5, Section 5, page 171 in your textbook. So any one of those three, your choice, pick your poison. You're going to describe in detail the development of the area you choose during the first and second year of life. You can use your textbook, you can use additional resources such as online resources or professional journals. Now, you're going to present this and you can have some choices there as well. So you can do a poster, and you can use, you can do an actual physical poster where you actually get a piece of poster board and make a poster. But you could use an online poster maker, which would be my preference. It would be neater. You'd have a much better chance of having somebody check your spelling and grammar for you, which is a part of the grade. So there's poster makers, online poster makers, they're free. I give an example of one, Blogster. You can make a PowerPoint or a Prezi, or if you like to write, you could do a one-page typed paper. So again, any of the three different areas of development, any of the three different ways to present the information. So you have a lot of opportunities here to pick and choose. Regardless of the presentation choice, your product should be professional and well written. You should use correct spelling and grammar, and you should cite your sources and include references with your work. Now, a little tip for guidance, you'll see how I've included here. Sometimes when you're given opportunities for things like a poster or a PowerPoint or Prezi, a lot of times people get hung up with, well, how many slides or how much information needs to be on the poster. So a tip for guidance, since we're all familiar with what a one-page paper can entail, that should kind of be like your measuring stick or what you use for guidance. You should have the equivalent amount of information that would go into a one-page typed paper regardless of which of these methods of presentation you choose to use. So since you all are familiar with that one, that is the perfect way for you to kind of guide your brain. If you're not putting the equivalent amount of information, then you don't have enough. And if you're getting carried away and making 20 slides, then you're doing too much, because that is way more than one page worth. So should not be a ton. One page is not a whole lot, so just so you're kind of keeping it in mind. Here's how the grading will work. The accuracy of information and within the assignment guidelines is worth 60 points. So specifically here, when I'm talking about accuracy, that everything is correct and factual, and then within the assignment guidelines is that you don't go above 2 years of age. So we're looking within the first 2 years of life, and just within those three areas of development. So if you tell me you're talking about motor development, but then you start talking about hearing, for example, okay, you're kind of breaking away from the assignment. Or let's say you are talking about motor, but then you start talking about 4-year-olds. Again, you're going outside of the scope of what you were asked to do. So the accuracy of the information, that it's truthful and factual, and that you stayed within the guidelines of the assignment, 60 points. The depth and scope of the information, that's where, again, you're giving me something worth reading, not just fluffy surface stuff. I want you to, again, this isn't a long assignment, so I don't want you flowering it all up with a bunch of introduction and conclusion. If you choose to do the paper and you write an introduction paragraph that really doesn't say anything at all about the core part of the development you're supposed to be talking about, and the same thing with the conclusion, then you've really only given me a paragraph, so there's really no depth there. So I want you to make sure that you're giving me like one full page word on the topic that you chose. So again, make sure you've done that, irregardless of presentation type, whether those are slides or the poster or the paper. That's 20 points. Professional writing, that includes spelling, grammar, punctuation, sentence structure, 10 points there. Can't emphasize to you enough how much people judge teachers for how well we speak and write. So definitely let's practice now while we can. And then the fact that you included your references, that's worth 10 points as well. So you add all of that up, adds up to 100, and that's where your 100 points for the assignment comes from. Do not have the deadline in front of me, but it is not right at our heels. We will talk about it more in class, but do want you to be able to just have some guidance there on what I'm looking for in the assignment so that you can feel free to go ahead and get started with it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email or ask me in the meeting. Look forward to seeing you again soon.